gun violence has dropped so much. So many different factions have taken credit for this. Democratic lawmakers say it's the Biden administration policies, along with the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Republicans say it's the Trump administration policies, including his federal occupation of cities. Attorney General Pam Bondi just claimed credit for this last week at her House hearing. Gun reform advocates and local officials say it's due to targeted community violence intervention, or CVI. You're going to hear that a lot in this discussion, buoyed by an unprecedented outlay of federal cash during the Biden administration. And criminologists say we're just coming down from a post-pandemic peak when crime soared amid a major social upheaval and unprecedented gun buying. So I'd love to get each of your takes on this. And Jeff, let's start with you.
Uh, One, I think the answer is we don't know. And my personal opinion is that like the more confidence that a person answers this why question with, the more I tend to sort of discount the veracity of the statement. So now I'm going to very confidently answer the question of why. I think that there are two factors that really stand out for me as explanatory. And when you think about this question, you really have to answer the totality of it, which is one, we've seen an unprecedented drop, especially in gun deaths due to homicide. It's happened everywhere. Oakland had the lowest murders since the 1960s last year. San Francisco had the fewest murders since 1942. New York had the fewest shootings they've ever recorded. Chicago had the fewest murders since the 1960s. So it's everywhere. And so you have to describe why it's not, hey, we implemented X program, or this law enforcement strategy that we tried seems to be promising. The other thing that you have to note is that it started in 2023 really to pick up steam. And we saw record drop in murder in 2023, 2024, and then again in 2025. So the roots of it are probably stuff that happened in the 2021, 2022 timeframe. You have to explain the fact that the country is still awash in guns. We've seen a drop in the number of gun sales since sort of that post-COVID peak, but we still see a very high level of gun sales based on the FBI's background check data. We didn't solve the roots of crime. So you talk about, hey, we need to fix education and poverty, and those are all very worthwhile goals, but we didn't solve any of those. And so that doesn't really explain it. And so the thing that stand out to me are one, that you mentioned that investment of federal dollars. We spent a ton of money, like an incomprehensibly large amount of money on things that both have obvious connections to crime reduction. There was also an enormous investment in infrastructure. And so things like neighborhood and social centers saw something like a 90% increase in state and local government spending on these things, enormous increase in street and highway and lighting. And so these are things that we know are not directly tied to violence reduction, but if you improve street lighting, you tend to reduce crime. If people are together, it tends to reduce crime. So I think that we threw a lot of money at the wall, and some of it undoubtedly helped reduce crime.